I'll be brief. We have taken note of SG's report and its contents. India's consistent position on R2P is well known. The responsibility to protect its population is one of the foremost responsibility of every state. The right to life is one of the rights from which no derogation is permitted under any circumstance. The decades of practice have shown that responsibility to protect cannot be used to address all violations of human rights and humanitarian law. Rather, it must only be confined to the four identified crimes, that's genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. Further practice has also shown that the default response of the international community cannot be coercive measure under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, nor can it be seen as a pretext for humanitarian intervention. The imposition of universal jurisdiction on alleged acts of atrocities committed in the territory of a sovereign state need to be avoided as well. Terrorism today is the greatest threat faced by humankind that exacerbates social tensions, pushing societies towards instability and violence. Having suffered the scourge of cross-border terrorism for decades in which thousands of innocent civilians have lost their lives, India has always been at the forefront of global counter-terrorism efforts. The international community should stand firm on its opposition to terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and reject any attempt to provide any justification for terrorist acts. Mr. President, one delegation has made it a habit of abusing the sanctity of every UN forum by spreading falsehoods. For a country that is encouraging sectarian violence against minorities, sponsoring cross-border terrorism, harboring a deep sense of insecurity, and orchestrated hatred for India and our secular credentials, we expect nothing new from this delegation. Pakistan made a number of futile and unsubstantiated allegations against India, including in relation to Jammu and Kashmir. These do not merit a response as they pertain to matters internal to India. However, my delegation makes it clear that entire Union territory of Jammu, Kashmir and Ladakh, including the territories under illegal occupation of Pakistan, are and will always remain an integral part of India. A serial violator of minority rights, commenting on the treatment of minorities in another nation, is nothing but absurd. The world has been witness to systemic persecution of minorities, including Hindus, Sikhs, Christians and Ahmadiyas by Pakistan. We call on Pakistan to focus on the safety, security, and well-being of its minority community instead of engaging in alarmist propaganda. Today we are discussing SG report on R2P and prevention of genocide, war crimes, ethnic cleansing, and crimes against humanity. The irony is totally lost on the representative of Pakistan, given their shameful history of committing genocide in what was then East Pakistan and what is now Bangladesh over 50 years back, for which they have not once even offered a modicum of an apology. Let's not forget where Al-Qaeda terrorist Osama bin Laden was found. As an epicenter of terrorism, they have spawned the calls for global ceasefire by sponsoring cross-border terrorism. They have broken each and every principle the UN stands for. I stop here, Mr. President, and I thank you.